Bolton Borough.
Wilbur.
Yes. All right, guys, ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You got 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's one.
Hello, Dan.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good. We've got 2 absences, but we're good.
Sensible.
Picture.
Evening. I'm going to be taking care of some introductions here. Our chairman's having a little challenges with his voice tonight, so welcome. Tonight, or this afternoon, your presentation, you have 30 minutes for your presentation. What we've asked you to do is take the first 20 minutes to present your project and then allow us about 10 minutes to ask questions at that mark. So we'll do a pretty hard stop at 20 minutes. Chairman Leonard's going to set a timer, so at 20 minutes. If you're not done, we'll go ahead and we'll stop your presentation at that time. So we have about 10 minutes to ask and answer questions. Okay? So if you can start by introducing yourselves and that'd be great.
I'm Jim Fry, Mayor.
And I am Amy Brown, the borough manager.
Welcome.
We will not be taking turns. Unless you really want us to talk about it.
Other things too.
Yes.
Whenever you want, you can go ahead.
So we are here on behalf of the Borough of Royalton to review our request for funding for debt service assistance on our 2020 roadway and drainage improvement project that we obtained through a GCIB loan. In 2016, we did a full roadway and stormway study, and that showed that nearly 80% of Royalton's 1.5 miles of road were in poor condition. So with widespread drainage problems. To address those needs, the borough did secure a $1.8 million loan through the did complete phase 1 of a multi-phase improvement plan. This project was completed in 2021, and the improvements have enhanced public safety, strengthened infrastructure reliability, and improved drainage performance. Phase 1 successfully addressed 25% of the total roadway needs, and the borough is now responsible for paying the annual DCIB loan payment of approximately $187,000. This yearly payment has been made through the use of the borough general funds, and we've also received assistance from the gaming program to help with the debt service in the past. With our small municipal budget, this repayment limits our ability to move forward with future phases. For this reason, the borough is requesting $150,000 in local share municipal gaming grant funding for debt service assistance. This support will reduce our outstanding loan balance, ease the financial burden on taxpayers, and allow us to continue planning for needed infrastructure improvements. We do plan on in 2026 starting phase 2, at least with the planning and budgeting planning portion. This would address Shippen Street, which, if you are familiar with Royalton, is one of our main corridors that helps to connect Londonderry Township, Middletown Borough, and Royalton. For 2026, our residents are facing several unavoidable cost increases. We did have to do a tax increase. We also have a $30 per month increase that's going to be going to our residents for sewer treatment agreement due to a new deal that we just did with Middletown Borough. And then we also, as everyone is probably aware, electric rate increases. We had a 14% increase last year. Royalton Borough, we have our own electric department. So we sell wholesale to our residents. And for this year, 5% increase will be passed on to the residents. Given these rising expenses, it is essential that we as borough officials secure additional funding through outside sources, through grants, and programs to prevent placing all of this burden onto our taxpayers. The support residents will continue to shoulder the increasing costs required to maintain critical services and infrastructure. So we just want to thank you for your consideration. Any local share funds we might be awarded would greatly be appreciated just to help us offset these costs. We do have repayment for 2026 in our general fund budget. Obviously, if we get gaming funds, that funding will just move forward to 2027, so we do not have to come back to this board asking for additional funds on that. Comments?
Yeah, other than, we take care of the roads and they said they're good for 40 years. So that's our plan. We want to change.
Moving forward.
It was 4 minutes.
I'm sorry, we were gonna be 20.
Very, very insightful and very complete. So this is for necessary infrastructure repairs.
Correct.
That it had to be done regardless, and this is to service the debt. So you said, I think you said the annual debt payment was 187,
Correct.
and you're asking for 150.
Yes.
I know.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a loan, we're asking for funds back. But yeah, we did address a lot of the roadways in our program. Like I said, 25% of what needed to be done through this program. So we obviously want to keep our momentum going forward, but we just don't have funds to do it. So the sooner we can do it, the better.
That's it.
Understand. Certainly appears to be a very needed project, so it's critical infrastructure, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
I have
Right.
nothing, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Chris.
Appreciate your consideration.
Have a great Christmas. Thank you.
Keep moving with your schedule. We know you're on. Long days.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna do all that.
Weak signals. Do you have any luck with it, Mike? What's your signal strength? Are you in?
Our councilman, still, our own, still, our council, vice president.
I know, it does throw off a load.
I was tempted too because that was musical thing is still in. So that's fine. It's like that's one of those.
I know, but it's.
Hello.
I'm trying to find out.
Staying warm? You staying warm?
No.
No, it's hard.
And 10 o'clock tonight,
It's been real cold.
it's gonna be really cold.
Yeah.
Email to friends of Union Grant.
They're at 8:00.
Right where it says Friends of Union Grant. Hello, Smitty.
Hey, it's
How
nice.
are you?
It's nice when you go to the doctor and he says, "You know, Smitty, you're just getting old." You know? He said, "You have so much arthritis." He goes, "There's no pills for it."
Oh,
What you have."
no.
So, hey, what you got?
Where do you want? Police Department.
I'm a little early. You want to wait?
No, they're fine. They're
Get started?
We'll just flip flopping.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the Gulf County Gaming Advisory Board. I'm filling in for Chairman Leonard. He's having some voice issues tonight. So tonight you'll have 30 minutes for your presentation. As much time is allotted. 20 minutes we would ask for your presentation. Is there two tonight or one? Oh, two. So you, so both together. So both the borough and the police department would have a total of 30 minutes. So we would ask that your presentations combined take no more than 20 minutes. We'll do a hard stop, and then we'll have 10 minutes for questions and answers. Okay. And if you can start by introducing yourselves to the board and then present whenever you're ready.
Chief Sharkey Lacey of Stilton Borough Police Department. This is Tyler Bauple. He's our grant coordinator. He's the, and I'm the newly appointed chief, so I wasn't a part of the initial process for the grant application. So Tyler is going to probably lead us off, and I can fill in any questions that might need to be answered along the way.
And as Chief Lacey said, my name is Tyler Bopple. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator for the Borough of Steelton, and we're presenting today our mental health co-respondent program to you guys. So thank you for the opportunity to present. We're here to request support for the continuation of our mental health co-respondent program through this 2025-26 local share cycle. The program has been in operation since 2022 with demonstrated measurable success. It improves public safety and expands access to behavioral health services and reduces unnecessary involvement with the criminal justice system. As you guys know, Steelton Borough was incorporated a long time ago, 1880, currently home to more than 6,000 residents. As a local municipal government, we provide essential services such as public safety, policing, and emergency response. Being located in Dauphin County, we experienced the secondary impacts related to gaming activity in the region. The co-respondent program directly addresses social and public safety challenges that are exacerbated by gambling-related behavioral health issues, including addiction, domestic conflict, and mental health crises. The co-respondent program pairs Steelton police officers with a licensed behavioral health specialist, currently Jordan Rolco, employee of Dauphin County. She works collaboratively with our borough and Lower Swedera Township, responding to calls for service where mental health or co-occurring disorders are a contributing factor. This model allows law enforcement to safely and effectively respond to crises that require de-escalation, on-site assessment, and a connection to services rather than arrest or hospitalization. So when officers respond to calls involving mental health disturbances, suicidal ideation, or behavioral crises that don't immediately rise to the level of custody, the co-responder is dispatched alongside them or follows up after the initial response. The co-responder conducts evidence-based screenings using the SBIRT model, screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment, and connects individuals with appropriate community resources. This may include crisis intervention services, outpatient providers, case management, substance use treatment, or natural support such as family members. Importantly, the co-responder provides follow-up care to ensure these individuals remain engaged in treatment and to prevent repeat crises. This ongoing coordination reduces repeat calls for service at the police level and supports long-term stability. There are 3 goals to the co-responder program: preventing unnecessary incarceration or hospitalization of individuals experiencing mental health or co-occurring crises, providing care in the least restrictive environment through coordinated system-wide collaboration, and allowing police officers to return to patrol duties more efficiently and improving overall public safety. Since being implemented in 2022, the program has directly served more than 300 individuals in Steelton alone. And these interventions have diverted residents from criminal charges, reduced emergency department usage, and strengthened trust between the community and law enforcement. The project aligns with the local share municipal grant criteria in several ways. It enhances public safety by reducing crisis escalation and ensuring appropriate responses to behavioral health emergencies. The impact of gaming is reduced as a gambling disorder is recognized behavioral addiction. It contributes to depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and suicidal ideation. The proximity of Hollywood Casino and the expansion of online betting increases the demand for crisis intervention services throughout Dauphin County, including Steelton. It has intergovernmental cooperation as it's a partnership between the Steelton Police Department, Dauphin County, and Lower Swedera Township, maximizing the impact of the shared specialists. And the program is already operational, staffed, and improving. Grant funds will be used immediately to preserve the full-time position. The consistency with the county planning as well. It directly supports the comprehensive plan from the county and the community health needs assessment priorities focused on improving behavioral health services. The program is supported by trained law enforcement officers, licensed behavioral health professionals, county mental health systems, and community providers. All information sharing is HIPAA compliant, and officers ensure scene safety before engagement. Multidisciplinary collaboration ensures accountability, professional oversight, and best practice service delivery throughout the county. Since its launch, the Corresponder program has received overwhelming support from residents, elected officials, business owners, borough staff, and police officers. It improves the quality of life in our community by addressing these crises compassionately. It reduces the stigma around mental health and prevents individuals from cycling through emergency rooms, jails, and repeated police encounters. We are requesting $37,000 from the local share municipal grant to fund 1 year of salary for the Corresponder program. And the funding will preserve one full-time job and ensure uninterrupted services throughout the grant year. In closing, the Steelton Mental Health Corresponder Program is a proven, cost-effective, and collaborative solution that directly addresses the social impacts associated with gaming, improves public safety, and strengthens our Steelton community. We respectfully ask for your support so that this essential program can continue serving our residents and the broader Dauphin County region. And just to address some of the questions that we have responded to already that were sent to us by Brooke, there was a question as far as the police department, how has the police department previously funded the corresponder position? It has previously been supported through a combination of external grant funds and budgeted municipal funds. And this approach has allowed us to sustain the program since its inception. If the grant is not awarded as requested, how will the police department pay the corresponder salary? Without external grant funding, the borough would not be able to fully fund the Corresponder program. Local share funding is essential to the continuation of the program and its uninterrupted services. Has the borough or police department sought other grants to help fund the program? Yes, we have, and we've been pursuing additional funding opportunities, including PCCD's SCIP grant, which is their Burn State Crisis Intervention Program, and we have applied for this fiscal year. Has the borough or police department previously requested or received local share gaming funds? When we initially answered this question, it was incorrectly by saying we were awarded $20K last year, $20,000 last cycle, but those funds were actually from the county's CDBG program. The borough of Steelton has received local share gaming grant funding in prior years for non-police projects, but this is my first time being involved with the police department's request to support a public safety or behavioral health initiative. Is the Corresponder program something that other departments in Dauphin County have implemented? As you guys probably know, that several other departments, Harrisburg City, Lower Swedera Township, Swedera, Susquehanna Townships, all utilize a Corresponder. And are any other departments utilizing the same Corresponder? And as we explained, that we do participate in a cost-sharing model with Lower Swedera Township, and we share her services with their municipality. So with that being said, thank you for your time and consideration, and we'll be happy to answer any additional questions that you may have.
And for the entire board's knowledge, the co-responder program, 50% of that is covered by the county and then 50% by the host department. Is that correct?
I believe, yeah, it's 25 from both Lower Swedera and our department, and then 50% from the county.
Okay, so it's already being partially funded, so you're just looking for that other part to.
Yes, sir. Yes, our local, share, or so to say, for this year is $37,000.
Okay, and then will Lower Swanera also have a $37,000?
I believe, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm not sure if they applied for this grant. Is that what you're asking?
How much will this fully fund it if you get the 37,000?
This will fund our municipalities required.
Very good.
This might, this might have been asked before, already said before. Where is this person housed?
I'm sorry?
Where is this person housed? Like,
They work directly with our department in Lower Swadero.
okay, so they have an
Yes.
office and you.
Oh, yes, they work within our police department, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time, though, they're in the cars with the officers, right? They're responding with the officers to deal with the members of the community.
Yes, they serve in our patrol office, in our, borough police office. Basically, their headquarters if they're not out with our officers.
Yeah, I like to look at them as being the social services arm of the police department with a focus on mental health. I know there are some other programs that are similar on the surface, but I believe co-responder program has a more intimate relationship with the residents of the community. Whereas maybe what's the new place?
Connections?
Connections, where they deal with like the immediate components of someone's mental health struggle, the crises that they're going through, and they deal with it for that moment and get them some help. But the co-responder program will allow an officer, the co-responder, to build a relationship with the people in that community that have the mental health crises and help them along the way with services, and even furthermore, like even to a degree, putting them in the direction for legal representation. The reason why I say that is we have a young gentleman, since I've been the chief here now for like 3 weeks, that he had some neighborhood kids that kicked in his door and threatened him, kind of beat him up and everything like that. But he didn't want to prosecute the matter because he thinks that they're his friends. Well, he's like 40 years old. He's got the mind of maybe like a 7, 8-year-old person. Well, the co-responder can then kind of get services directed towards him to kind of say, hey, look, you are a victim. And whether it be getting to the point of like guardian ad litem representation or something of that sort, that's what the co-responder can offer that, say, Connections can't offer.
Pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Just before you get up, sorry, I've just got a couple questions. So your, when's the borough's portion of the payment due?
So it'd be due in 2027. I'm not sure if we received the invoice from the county yet for her 2027 services.
Okay, so 2026 is.
Oh,
the
I'm so sorry. I meant 2026. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. My
And so-
apologies for that.
You're for when in 2026?
No, we typically get an invoice from the county in either the late of June of this quarter or early of 2026.
Okay.
So I'd have to look and see if that was sent already yet.
Would the borough be in a position to get reimbursement from this grant? Or if you don't have this money in hand in the first quarter, would the borough not be able to pay?
I believe that this would be something that we would probably have to have in hand. I can't speak for the fiscal, let's just say, responsibility situation of the borough at this moment. But this is something I believe that reimbursement might not be something that we would look forward to.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I don't know if you were in when we introduced your police department, but both your municipal project and the police department project, you had a total of 30 minutes for our tonight's presentation. So you have plenty of time left to present the municipal component of it. So if you want to just present that to us, and then we'll take a few minutes if we have any questions. So you can introduce yourselves and then go ahead with your presentation.
I'm Natasha Litz, I'm Vice President. So,
And I'm Chad Saylor. I used to be somebody. I'm here in my role as interim borough manager for the Borough of Steelton. This is week number 3. You met the new police chief. Position of treasurer is vacant, and position of manager had been vacant since I think early November. So there's a good bit of transition going on at the borough. I found out about this grant application a week to 10 days ago. Brooke has been very helpful getting me up to speed. I've been in touch with my predecessor. She has also been very helpful. So I will do my level best to present this to you and hopefully in as clear a way as possible and fill in any blanks that I might leave behind. We're applying for about $115,000 to help pay for our debt service. There are 2 debt issuances. I think you have the information there, the different pieces of debt. They're all going toward infrastructure projects. Stormwater, storm sewer, these kind of things. And there is a lot of work going on in Steelton right now, and I'm still getting my hands around it regarding the infrastructure. There's a lot of need. And as you know, Steelton is not a wealthy borough, would you say? And so we need to be very creative in finding the funding necessary to address the infrastructure problems. County has been immeasurably helpful and a great partner in that over the years. And so we're asking for that again. You see the debt issuance, you're going to use the money, 115 to cover the general fund portion of the debt. We're going to use storm sewer. The total debt by next year is going to be 420-some thousand, I believe. So 115 will cover what we need from the general fund. It'll allow us to use general fund dollars to pursue many things, including some additional infrastructure work. But we've got Penvest. As you know, some of this is going to pay off. It's probably worth noting the 2022 debt includes infrastructure bank loan. So some of these monies will be going to pay that service, which means money will be coming back through this grant into the county infrastructure bank. So that's a kind of a win-win, I think, as well. I think in a nutshell, that is pretty much what we're looking at. It's fairly straightforward. Did I miss anything?
No, I just, at this point, we're finalizing our budget for the year, and this would be a major help with that. We do have a shortfall for many different reasons, but right now, if you guys could, it would definitely help with our
Pretty straightforward.
Have the projects that the debt is outstanding on, have they already been completed or are they in progress? What is the status on that?
A little both. I did provide some information, but a number of the projects, stormwater relocation was completed in 2021. Forest main replacement was completed in 23, as was a paving program related to that. The stormwater inlet is ongoing, and the pumping, the 2 pumping houses, Trevick and Hoffer, are both, that's ongoing. A lot of design work right now, but there's a major overhaul. Hopefully in January, we'll begin at Hoffer. Really needs it.
And there were some questions that I think Brooks sent to the borough.
Yes.
Did we receive the?
They're in the file. And while you're looking at those, I've got one question. I can't.
It's not a hard one.
I don't think so. So looking at the questions that you responded, the total debt service payment was going to be $320,397. But I think the application, or I'm reading this right, the application talks about 400, just under 420,000. Is that, am I missing something, or should that?
Yeah, I think that's a mistake.
Okay.
Probably going to be the first mistake I've ever made, I would say.
Of course.
My understanding is 320 is the portion of the 2022 debt issuance. There's an additional 98,000 due on the 2020 debt, for a total of 420.
Thank you.
I believe that's correct. I'll check that.
Thank you very much.
I'll say one thing. This, the stormwater issues are just eating boroughs and townships alive. And that's a tough nut to crack.
You got the Chesapeake Bay, requirements coming in. Not fun.
With our stormwater, we have two major pays that have not been paying their stormwater fees, which is majorly hurting our.
And then I think the tough part for the boroughs is that you have to get this initiative across to everybody
Oh, absolutely.
to have them understand what it's all about.
It's another unfunded mandate.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Take care.
Just the main thing, just throws that. Goes a whole different, yeah.
The new requirements that haven't been issued yet.
Middletown Borough?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. How are you? Good. Welcome to the Gulf County Gaming Advisory Board. Tonight, you're here on behalf of Middletown Borough.
Correct.
You'll have 30 minutes for your allotted time. 20 minutes, we would ask for your presentation, and then we'll have a hard stop around 20 minutes and 10 minutes for any questions that the board might have. I'm helping Chairman Leonard out tonight. He's having little voice challenges tonight. So I'd ask that you would introduce yourselves and then introduce your project with your presentation. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and you may begin, and we'll let you know if you make it to the 20-minute mark.
All right, thank you.
All right.
My name is Ken Kleinpeter. I'm the borough manager for the borough of Middletown. I've been here as the borough manager for almost 10 years now. Prior to that, I had a stint in the borough of Steelton and also had a stint earlier in Middletown as a public works and water and sewer director. With me is
Matt Miller, Superintendent of Highways and Grounds with Middletown Borough as well. The parks fall under my area of responsibility.
okay, and our project here today is a parks project. And what we are doing, we have a clean slate, as you can see on the video or the slide there, of the area that we're going to improve. This is a parcel of land that is part of a larger parcel that if you can envision looking to your left, that's north on South Union Street. This is the 400 block of South Union Street, in Middletown. North of that lot, you can kind of see the edge of a bumper blocks there far to the left. That's the parking lot for the Middletown Public Pool. Now, Middletown Public Pool closed, the last year it operated was a year before COVID. I think it's 2018, COVID, or 19. Then COVID had closed because of COVID. After that, we had trouble getting people to hire people to do it, so we looked at hiring a contractor. The costs were so high, as we'll see in the presentation here, that we opted not to open it again, council. So it led us to a larger vision of what to do with that space, because that lot you're looking at, including the pool, was part of federal money at one time. So it is deed requires it to be recreational space in perpetuity. So the phase one of this property here is
You want to push the down button.
the down button. Thank you. Well, let's start out here with Middletown first, and this is just some of the boilerplate stuff I want you to know about Middletown and why we're applying for the grant here, this project on 400 South Union Street. We did this Parks and Open Space plan as a view of what Middletown could do with all of its parks and open space. The borough of Middletown lost a lot of, I should say, inherited a lot of open space over the years because of all the floods. Middletown sits at the point where the Susquehanna meets the Swannara Creek, and that's where the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat people have a landing. The project we're looking at is just a little bit north on Union Street from the boat landing, and it's where the public pool is. So we completed that study in 2003, and we engaged a lot of people in the community for that study. And what we're asking for you to help us out with today is part of what was in that survey was to transition this space from a pool and that open space land to a more inclusive recreational space that could be used year round instead of just in the summer. As you know, in Pennsylvania, sometimes we get those summers where it's not so hot, or it rains a lot, and the pool doesn't get a lot of use. So the pool was a losing battle as far as money. So when you look at the cost it was to operate the pool, if you look at Middletown in general, about 9,600 people. The median household income and the percentage of people living in poverty is slightly below the average in Dauphin County. We do have, for a small town, we do have 27 miles of roadway, but we got 7 parks, 3 baseball fields, 2 basketball gyms. We have a library, all things that we have to maintain with a relatively small tax base. So here in this slide, we talk about the type of housing Middletown. If any of you have ever been to Middletown, you might notice the oldest town in Dauphin County. And because of it, it's has high density housing at the core of the town. And over the years, those single family homes, many of them turned into rentals, which makes it even a little bit more tight and crowded. And one of the things how this ties into this property, we'll talk about too, is how those types of people in those houses need parks because they generally don't have the funds to go on vacation lots of times, or they have very small yards that now they might be sharing with multiple families because of what was a single family Victorian in downtown Middletown now houses 6 units. So anyway, we estimate that the population of Middletown is 50% rental now. So we think it plays into why we need good park system. So what Middletown had to do, we had to raise taxes through the years quite a bit because of our lower income in the homes and the loss of homes through all the floods, 72, 2011, a lot of buyouts. The airport bought out a lot of homes in the southern end of Middletown for a noise ordinance. So we had a lot of open space. Taxes are now, as far as our real estate taxes, we're the 6th highest in Dauphin County, as far as the millage rate. About 2 square miles of space, a footprint in the borough. And we recognize that we need to, whenever we have funds, we need to put it into, we've decided we need to put in our parks and recreation to make our town a place where people want to come to. Not just for the residents, but where people want to come. Our focus is on trying to push economic development through a really great park system. We have a lot of nice communities around us. Those are Township, Londonderry, Derry Township, City of Harrisburg. We're close to a lot of people. And what we looked at when we did this PROS plan, we looked at, well, who's going to support our projects we're doing? You can see them listed there. One of the that I want to point out here is the MARA bill, or Middletown Area Recreation Alliance. That's a consortium of Lower Swannara, Middletown, Royalton, and Middletown School District, which the 3 communities all belong to. And we thought, well, how can we improve our parks in a way that will provide programming for groups like MARA and the school district? And that's how we will see later how we arrived at the type of project we're doing. We also were fortunate enough to get the support of the rest of the folks on that group. The Historical Society, you'll see when we show a picture here, is north of the pool property, abuts us. They have two of the oldest, historic buildings in town. And we wanted to somehow tie that in with our project. Middletown Interfaith Council has pledged a significant amount of money, which is up for grabs right now, but we can't get it a year from now because the group is closing down and we're looking to, spend all their money, be closed up. So here is the aerial view of where this property is. You can see this Sweat Creek there. It's on the bend of the Sweat Creek. Going south this way, this is South Union Street. Down here is, if anybody's ever been to the boat launch in Middletown, it's down here. It's where the Susquehanna, which runs this way, meets the Sweat Creek. So this is the pool. It's hard to see on this shot here. And this is the open space we're talking about south of the pool that we're going to develop in phase 1, which is what we're here to talk about today. Phase 2 is going to involve the pool itself. Okay. While we're on this thing, this slide here, I just want to point out that there are going to be walking trails in this phase 1. This is really the start of our walking trail system in Middletown. Our comprehensive plan, which is some 20-some years old now, had pointed out that Middletown really needs to take advantage of its waterfront, and make it a destination for people in the greater Harrisburg area, because we have the boat launch, we have on the Susquehanna, we have the Sweat Creek, and we have a lot of natural beauty there. And the comprehensive plan talks about having a bike rail and walking trail system all along this water feature that would wrap around Middletown. Now, my bigger plan is, and have a number of people on the council, is that after this, and next will be phase 2, then our next phase is we have a grant in right now for a park on Susquehanna Street through an LSA grant application for walking trails. We're in conversation with the boat commission about getting access over their land, that we could link one park to the next. And eventually the Susquehanna Street Park, where all the ball fields are, would get a pollinator garden and trails, and we would link it up with this facility that we're starting soon. And eventually we would follow Sweat Creek the whole way to Hoffer Park. Some of you may have heard of Hoffer Park, where we have our annual craft fair every year. And in that area is the Middletown-Hummelstown Railroad. That bigger plan or idea at this point is if that should ever go away, that we would grab that rail trail and continue with the trails that way. Now, what you're looking at here is the Borough of Royalton. When our trail system, it starts here, it gets linked up. We're hoping that maybe Royalton will do something and we could get trails to other communities. So let me move on to the next slide here. This is a little closer view of the site. And again, here's the area we're looking at doing phase 1, south of the parking lot. This is just a photo of that open space. South of this space where we're looking is another open space that was taken in the flood. This used to be the old Mansion House Bar and Restaurant back in the day. That sits right beside, Canal Street? The bridge that goes over to Royalton. So we are actively engaged right now in a survey of that extra 2 parcels here that we would like to acquire to make this a huge park. But back to talking about phase 1, why we're here today. The key considerations that we looked at in the planning process was looking at social gathering spots. We did a lot of surveying. We spent a group of us spent many times last year at Middletown High School basketball games, and we interviewed kids, parents, and we did at the craft fair, and we did what do they call them, the little signboards you could with your phone and do the little test. And some of the stuff that we learned was really fascinating, what the people wanted. But by far, the people wanted walking trails. kids. They wanted passive recreation. This is the adults, okay? The park elements here, things adjacent to the park, like I already mentioned, would be the historical sites, the Solera Creek for environmental education, historical sites that will be next to the park, water features. And here you can see the engineer's rendering of the project. Now we're talking about phase one right here, south of the parking lot. So it includes rail trail systems, play areas, the nature play area for kids, which include a zip line. What else we have here, Matt? This is some climbing structure. Yep. I think they're looking like cargo netting, things like that. The climbing structures will be like rocks, boulders, stumps, all types of natural things. We also have, the artificial logs that kids can crawl through that kind of look like real logs. Sliding hill and the watering missing poles. Now, some of the features we had to pull out of this to get within our budget that we're hoping to do today. Like here was going to be a lookout over the Solera Creek. Because of the cost and the permitting required, we had to pull that one out because we couldn't come up with enough match with the DCNR grant that we went after. So here you'll see in the upper right is the outdoor play equipment, or not play equipment, exercise equipment. The interesting thing we found out with teenage girls when we were doing these surveys at the schools, that they wanted outdoor exercise. And I thought, geez, I saw the school did that many years ago, 20 years ago, and nobody ever used it, right? But then they wanted it. We talked to some of their teachers, and they said, girls, teenage girls nowadays, they want to get in shape. They have self-image they think about, and they have open gyms at the schools, but they said they don't want to use the open gyms because the athletes are always in there. And they don't want to exercise in front of athletes. They want no place to go. And Middletown, a lot of them can't afford a gym membership. So all the teenage girls were saying, yeah, we want the outdoor exercise bikes and all that equipment. So that's what this is. We kept that in. And there are spurs here that stop, walking trail spurs here and here. This one will connect to phase two. This one will connect to a future project that will be down along the creek. This one here is where the historic buildings are. There's one, here's the other one, owned by the Middletown Historic Society. We have permission from them and another grant that we have out right now through Greenways Trails to put our walking paths up and around those buildings. So we're working, 3 avenues right now as far as grants that will hopefully connect all this stuff up. So we're going to be putting in some pollinator gardens, and there are trees that will be planted for shade. There are seated benches, like wall benches to sit on here for socializing. There are pavilions, like pergolas here, and they're kind of hard to pick out on this drawing. But there's one in phase two. This is a band show in phase two, what we're going to do. And this is the existing pool building we're going to keep. And we'll repurpose that in phase two. So I hope you bear with me that I'm bringing some phase two elements and just trying to show the bigger picture. But this is here where we're starting today. Let's see here. Phase one and phase two. That's just the same picture showing how we had to break it out because this entire project last year was estimated to be $2.3 million to do both phases. So we broke it in half. And then once we got phase one, we found out we had to even go a little bit lower and eliminate some elements because we just couldn't come up with enough money. So here's some examples of some of the types of play equipment. These are just, like I say, kids running on logs or climbing around logs, rope climbing systems, chin bars, and things that just examples there. Here we have an example of a zip line, similar to what we might put in. Of course, we're going to look for a nature thing, not that colorful thing. It's all going to be like something that will look like it fits in the nature. There will be some features for handicap accessible children, pollinator garden, and then of course the trails. Here are the two historic buildings that are north of the pool, north of phase two. This is the Liberty Band Hall, and this is what they call the Ferry House or the Old Fort. These were preserved and kept by the Historical Society, and what we're trying to achieve in the LSA grant is walking past it, go up and around those, and then out to Main Street. This, the Old Fort or Swear Ferry House, is the only, I guess it's the only remaining ferry house in Dauphin County. This is the last one that remains. And the old, this was probably like 1800s, around the 1810. And this is the Liberty Band Hall, probably built in the early 1920s, I believe, where community would gather to hear the Liberty Firehouse Band play. That on Saturday nights, that's where you would go out on a date. And that's the old Liberty Band Hall. So we preserve that. So we, with these projects, all these projects and these trails, we want to open up Middletown's history. One thing I did leave out is the site where phase one is. It's part of the old Pennsylvania Union Canal system. There was a docking area there. And this ferry house, of course, oops, I'm sorry. I think I turned it off. Okay. At the end of it, sorry. We want to do something for Middletown. It's going to be great for the people who live there, but bring other people in to see what we have. Eventually just grow this big and big. Where we call this the Swear Crossings Park right now, but the name is probably going to change. We're probably going to feature the name Canal in it somehow, Canal Park. Because that third set of property we're looking to buy, we want to try to build something unique there, maybe a replica of a canal boat or something that kids can play. But for now, phase one is what we're working on. How am I with time? Anybody? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We believe all the future phases are going to open up new possibilities for programming. We'll have more passive recreation opportunities, walking, biking, exposure to the creek and wildlife. We're looking at music in the band hall in phase two. He's in the park, gardening, educational programs in that area, and both the history of the town. Yeah, thanks, appreciate it.
Kenny, what? I'm fine, thank you.
So with that, I think I'll wrap it up there, give you guys some opportunity.
All right, thank you.
Have some pending, 394,000 to get. When will you know if you get that?
I thought we'd know by now.
Okay.
Everything is slower this year.
Okay.
Sometimes somebody whispers in my ear, a state rep or somebody what they're working on. And, the state's been having some challenges with their gaming grant money this year. They got a lot less than they thought they were going to get. So I think maybe in terms of this project, somebody's trying to work some deals right now with that. But I did, get the impression that we may not get the full 394. So thereby, we're asking the county for that. Plus, we have other parks out there that, like the one on Susquehanna Street or the LSA grant is coming around here that we're not sure we're going to get all of. So we're looking to leverage as many places as we can because we're looking at not just phase one, but a bigger park system.
Thank you.
If you don't receive the DCNR grant, what does that do to the project? Makes it not possible, or?
Well, I would think, I would hope that parts of it will still be possible because of the pledge from the Middletown Interfaith and then the money that the borough had considered as a match. But it would only be half of probably what we were expecting. It would be a significant downsizing.
There should be there's a breakdown of the cost that was in the presentation there. And the DCNR grant is 50% of the entire project. I think based on, what we see and what the responses were, we would look to incorporate some of the things that were more popular as part of the surveys, and some of the other things would just have to be added later on as we can.
Let me add one thing as far as DCNR, and I know I can share this. This site with the pool, like I said, I had a deed restriction on it. and we had federal money to build. So we had to get federal permission to do something different, okay? Because it didn't live out its life in terms of the grant. And we got that permission from the federal government. And the folks at DCNR were integral in doing that. And we got a letter from them saying, move forward, we're behind this project. So I'm sure we're getting something. I just don't want to get hold.
Good.
So phase one's 788,000, and you said the total project for phase 1 and 2 is like 2.1 or
2.39. This project was originally, phase 1 was estimated to be around 1.1.
if the funding comes through from the grant and through DCNR, when would you anticipate the construction begin?
There's a construction schedule, there's a project schedule, was part of the packet as well. Design is projected May to September 26. Permitting October 26 to April 27, prepare the bid the project May, June of 27, award the project July 27. Construction will be August 27 to June 28, and then expect everything to be closed out by August 28. I think one of the big impetus for this was also, as you see on the breakdown, the Interfaith Council is a very significant donation. And as Ken noted, that money has a lifespan. So they're going to be closing down, and this was that was a major factor of really leveraging funds for this particular project.
That's right.
I'm
sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
No,
I have nothing. It's all you.
Oh, go ahead. Couple questions. How far is that site from Penn State?
Oh, Penn State's right on our doorstep. This Union Street here, where this is that these buildings are real close to Union and Ann Street. Ann is 441. That goes, if you go, what is it, west on 441, heading out of town, Middletown, probably about a mile. You go over, you went to the airport, or you can make a right over that bridge to go out onto Main Street. And right there's Penn State.
The reason why I ask that is colleges often, and I know of another one in this area that does this. In the summertime, it's very sparse down there in terms of the campus. So I've ever wondered if you've given any thought to or had some conversations with some of the people from the college to say, hey, for a nominal fee, can the residents of Middletown use some of the college facilities during the summer months? You know?
Well, the college has really scaled back what they're doing too. In fact, they closed their pool because of cost. And the chancellor called me about it before he did it. I said, how do I do this? And he was afraid of backlash, but he said, we have to do it. Just needs too much money. And, they just recently laid a lot of people off out there because in closed campuses. So the opportunities that used to be there have dwindled as far as Penn State. But I'm glad you brought it up though, because what I'm looking at that I didn't say here is I'm looking to make this a destination for college students too. For outdoor studying, maybe the college could come down and use our band shell that will be built in phase 2. We're also, Middletown is one of 35 municipalities in Dauphin County owns its own electric system. So we own all the poles, all the wires. So we're looking at maybe someday we could put like a little mini river walk down there, light it, and put Wi-Fi down there.
Anytime you have a walking trail, before people step on it, they want to know how many miles what I have to go for one full loop, a half a loop, 3 loops.
Yeah, we'll have signage, because you're right. I mean, a lot of people, they figure out their walk distance. And I would expect and anticipate that we would put some, distance markers periodically along the way.
The other need this is going to serve at some point is dogs, and people with dogs. When you live in a town with renters and you don't have a lot of yard, they want to go exercise their dogs. Our council was a little resistant to a dog park, because that was one of the things that was considered in the pros plans too. But where the compromise was this trail system. We're going to allow dog waste stations all along that. Now, this is just a little part of the trail system, phase one. But when it grows with the other projects, we'll have a significant walk for people with dogs, probably, what do you think it would be from Susquehanna Street out to where this is? A mile and a half, 2 miles? Yeah, probably on a loop, yeah, about 2 miles.
Very good.
Brett,
I don't have anything, thank you.
Anything?
thank you very much. Very comprehensive, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your consideration.
It's nice to see uses of open space. It's nice to see the planning process. Thank you.
And thank you. Nice presentation. Thank you.
You bet. Take care, Chief. Yeah. See you later, Matt. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. 2 chiefs, actually. 3 chiefs, actually.
Take care.
Yeah, you
Merry
too.
Christmas,
You
everyone.
have to take
Merry
care.
Christmas. Have nice holidays.
He said it to somebody. With a link, so,
Oh, fine.
yes. From the, but no sense.
8, 12, 3.
Maybe what's the right resend?
The link.
No link has an old link. Didn't have.
Of the questions.
Well, the link should just, update.
That's the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't see middle sense.
Probably went into the, she's putting it on the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
You good?
yeah, I was looking.
Londonderry.
Afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the Dauphin County Gaming Advisory Board presentation. I'm filling in for Chairman Leonard. He's having some voice challenges tonight.
Thank you.
So welcome.
It could be a thing.
And it looks like tonight you have 30 minutes for your allotted time slot for Londonderry Township. We would ask that 20 minutes before your presentation. At 20 minutes, we're going to have a hard stop, and then we'll allow 10 minutes for questions and answers from the board members. So we would ask that you introduce yourselves to us so we know who you are, and then you can just go ahead and present your project.
Sure. Well, I'll start you off with good news. I very much doubt we'll need 20 minutes. Our program is very straightforward, so we won't delay you at any of other appointments tonight, so we'll be brief. My name is David Bletchertouse. I'm the Township Manager.
Andy Brett, Public Works Director.
Lauren Sunburn, Capital Solutions, HRG.
So what we're looking at is purchase of new equipment for our Public Works Department. We've got 2 pieces of equipment that we'd like to obtain. The first is a new excavator, which is replacing a piece of existing equipment. The other is an asphalt rejuvenator. The asphalt rejuvenator would be a brand new piece of equipment, not in replacement of anything we have existing. A little bit of history on it. I'll let Andy get into some specifics, but just to give you an overview. We have a current excavator that we've been using for, I believe, 10 years. It was purchased in 2016. It's been working well for us. We use it very consistently. It gets a lot of action time. When we purchased it, obviously tried to purchase the most reasonable and affordable item that we could. After several years of use, we've realized that we should have spent a little bit more money and gone bigger. A lot of times, and Andy can get into the details on how it works out, but it's just not enough machine for what tasks we have for it. So it ends up creating a little bit more work instead of saving us work. So the first thing that we're seeking is grant money to replace that with a larger, newer piece of equipment. The current excavator is not end of life at this point. We've taken good care of it. It should have a good resale or trade-in value. We could look at either a trade-in or a bid sale for it. But we would be looking at taking that money and rolling it into the purchase of new equipment. As far as the asphalt rejuvenator goes, that is a whole new piece of equipment, and it's something that I personally didn't even know existed. I don't know if the anybody here is
I was
familiar
gonna ask you to
an
explain what
asphalt
that is.
rejuvenator, yeah, so it's really neat, and Andy can give you a much better example of how it works than I can, but basically, the primary problem that it solves is when you have pothole work in the winter, you're using cold patch. Everybody's familiar with cold patch and hot patch. And everybody's pretty familiar with the idea that cold patch is very expensive and it doesn't last. The first time the plow hits it, it rips back out. Freezing hits it, the cold patch all fails. You've got to go out again and again. The crews are out there putting very expensive cold patch down. They're out on the road doing a repair, which puts them in harm's way. The asphalt rejuvenator is a trailer powered by gas that's heated up. You can put old bits of asphalt in it and it can recycle them, or you can work with all new material. If you're using the old, you mix in some fresh blocks of tar. If you're using new, you're using new. But what it is it allows you to apply hot patch material any time of the year. So you can go out in January, February, March, make that permanent repair one time, and then the motoring public has their road in good shape. Your crew isn't making multiple trips out to fix the same pothole. You're not wasting money on cold patch again and again for the same thing. And if you're in a situation where you've been doing any sort of reclamation work with the existing roadway, then you can take old pavement material, put it into the machine, add a couple new blocks of tar, heat it all up, and get your fresh asphalt material out of it. So it's a recycling tool, it's an efficiency tool, it's a cost savings tool. It's one of those odd things that really doesn't have a whole lot of drawback other than finding the money to purchase it in the first place, right? So Andy, do you want to give a little bit more detail about why you need the excavator and what the rejuvenator is going to do for you?
Well, back to the excavator, yes, we did buy a smaller one, number one price, number two. Standing, and like Dave said, it's small. A lot of times, depending on the job we do, of course, that concrete structure, we have to run a backhoe on that with it, just lift that and put it in the hole. With the bigger machine, we can, which one machine does everything for it. Plus, we have attachments such as a post hole digger, we do post holes now and then. So that's pretty much nutshell for the excavator. As far as the rejuvenator, like Dave said, right now we're spending $120 a ton for cold patch. That, like I say, we go out there in the middle of winter, put it down, snowplow takes it off, put it down again. With this, one trip out, we can go out there in the middle of January, saw it out. Stuff we pull out, we'll save and reuse it. Most of the blacktop we pull out. But then this, we'll go in there and put forward some hot mix in, and the job is done. Not coming back in the springtime. So it's a money savings, to me, money savings all around for the taxpayers. We're not doing a job twice, throw material away that we just put in there, and it keeps us off the road. More, we're on the road one time instead of two times after doing a project. If we looked at one, Susquehanna Township, they had one up the other side of Harrisburg. I mean, they just believe in it, wholeheartedly. Right. So, and because they like almost every blacktop job we do, sometimes you have to get a minimum like 2 ton, you need 1.5 tons. So the extra half ton, you just get rid of something. Yeah. This way, we'll save it, we'll chop it up, and put it back in the machine and reuse it again. So, like I said, it's we all pay taxes, using the best that we can, and this here to me is saving taxpayers money on the back end up front. It's going to cost, but we'll save money.
And really, the excavator does too.
Yeah.
When we have to mobilize 2 pieces of equipment, our public works crew is pretty modestly sized. Londonderry is not Lower Paxton. We've got a crew of 5 full-time public works employees. So if we have to put 2 pieces of equipment out to do the job that one piece could be, that's the entire full-time staff driving those 2 vehicles, driving the excavator, the backhoe. That's literally taking the entire crew for a job that I really could be achieving with 2 or 3 people and having 2 other people doing other work. So there's an efficiency there, there's a savings there as well. One of the other benefits, I've been at Londonderry for 2 years now, and Londonderry's got a really positive relationship with its neighboring townships, especially Conewago, Middletown Borough, where everybody is helping each other out on the public works. There's so many different pieces of specialized equipment nowadays that do different jobs, And, Andy and the other public works directors in the area have fostered a great relationship with each other. And frankly, they share equipment. If there's a day that we need another truck or they need the asphalt rejuvenator, we're all used to sharing that. And that, again, just puts that equipment out there more, benefits everybody. And, just it expands the use of the equipment. That way, everybody's not buying the exact same stuff. You're getting redundant things that, as great as the asphalt rejuvenator is, there will be times that it's sitting there collecting dust. Well, it could be working in another township, and that's great when we can do that. And then the next time their special piece of equipment or their milling machine or whatever is sitting around collecting dust, hey, we need to borrow that right now. So that's been a great relationship.
You answered my question.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my question about sharing it.
Yep, whenever possible. I mean, we share staff, we share equipment. We all know where political boundaries end on the road, right? But to the public, hey, that's the road. It needs to work. So that's really how the public works crews down there view it, and I applaud them for it.
Yeah, the other thing with the excavator, there's people out there. I've been in excavating for 20 years before I came to the township. So people think that townships should not do any kind of work on the road, but for the cost of us to put a pipe across the road is $1,000. We hire someone, it's going to cost $3,000 or $4,000. So we're not there doing big major projects. With little stuff we can do in house, we're doing it in house to save the money. People can see that their tax money is going. We don't just sit in the shop all wait for a tree to fall down. We are out there working too. So.
Your department's cooperation with your fire department, I would assume also in emergency or disaster response, the equipment would be utilized and available for emergency and disaster response.
Absolutely. We've got public works and fire staff that are the same people, so they've met.
Yeah.
Very good.
And Andy, you had mentioned the current excavator that we have. At the time, that was the only trailer we had that could handle it. We now have a trailer that can move the larger unit,
Yeah.
so that's not an issue.
You wouldn't keep the one you have now? You'd just sell it? Just personal curiosity.
For cost efficiency, we're looking at turning it over. It'll be 10 years old next year. It's not end of life yet. They've taken good care of it. So I think we've got good value in it. We only have so much shop space. We only have so much storage space. We only have so much crew. So it would be nice to keep it, but to keep things tidy and efficient, we're looking at trading it in.
Very good. We're not going like 6 sizes up, we're small. We're just going another size up, just a little more power and efficiency and stuff. For us to have 2 excavators.
We'd be showing off.
You have anything? Mike? Brett?
I'm also, thank you.
Pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
Very much.
Yeah, we did provide answers to the questions. It also includes the equipment replacement schedule township's working on. So you have those, and then I'll give this to you on the way out. Maybe you have to step through it. Just a quick one. Get your,
In case anybody wants to see the exciting asphalt.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I did years ago, I got to see some like asphalt recycling, I guess, a little different than that.
Yeah.
There was a company that came in and pulled up, regrounded, added tar, added stone, and put it back down. That seemed like a great thing to do.
Well, on big road projects, you're seeing a lot of the full depth reclamation where they're turning it around and recycling it. But to have it on that small level is really great too.
Right.
You're not wasting all the time and money with a coal patch. You're actually putting out a permanent.
Exactly. And it's great to save millings and you can use them here or there, but sooner or later those piles just get bigger and bigger. When you can actually put them back to use, that's great.
I'm surprised it's only $53,000.
Yeah, I know.
That shocks me.
Everyone should have them.
Oh, we can borrow yours.
There you go.
Hey, pretty straightforward. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just getting it.
Time of year.
It is. Have a good Christmas.
Take care.
Right?
Good to see you.
You too. I'm seeing you.
You guys have been amazing.
You're a better day.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Thank you again.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Have a good Christmas.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You guys are really ahead of schedule.
We're good.
Oh, absolutely. Makes sense. Excellent.
Colorado.
Yeah.
No, because they're not supposed to be here until 4:30.
Yeah, we're ahead. Probably don't want to. But I'll probably. I didn't know where to buy it.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I better stay away. I never had it.
No.
No?
What's
We
that?
are having these.
Those cracks.
We are not coming and doing this on Thursday.
I think Hershey Foods. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, what the heck, give me one. Which flavor? So.
Oh, nothing. Wonder what they'll present first.
I'm getting over a cold.
Late, right?
It is. That week of our, last time we were together, a couple days later, I had a visitor for the weekend and I went from Friday night to Sunday night. Just wiped me out.
Yeah.
We went home last Monday, I was. It was like somebody hit me with a baseball.
Well, if we.
Oh, Brenda said Hershey Foods, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get these in,
Expensive.
I don't,
it's not ranch,
I
it's,
don't see, I don't see that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you want us to pay us directly, we just need to get them in a reminder.
Right, for that, the plate battery, the
Yeah.
that big red bag. Yeah.
How's it going, Dan? How's it going?
Yeah, thanks. Never had them till here.
Really?
Yeah.
The girls love them.
Nothing new. Get the doctor pretty much.
Wear and tear from all those years.
Yeah. The,
I see that, that's what it boiled down.
what are the,
Yeah,
what's the
right.
brand of them? There's little pretzels that are seasoned so amazingly. Yeah.
Really, let me see how they-
I had one
Well, in
neighbor,
the finest.
Denise says like, my spine has so much arthritis in it.
Ravioli.
That's what I was gonna say, that ravioli.
He said, we can do one
We
thing,
get that every year because it's.
cut off your nerve endings in your lower spine. And he said, you won't feel
Yeah,
anything
and it might be dead.
in your
To make, hear
lower
where
half
we
of your
are.
body. And I said, well, I don't think I want that.
Yeah. I don't like anything.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
No advance.
Yeah, so I was tuned
You know, wasn't that much.
I figure at my age, I'll just limp along with what I got.
Yeah.
They have two contacts.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, we lost it already.
I got work run.
Yeah, no, never mind.
Every leaving.
I might know where he's talking
I'm
about.
good at that project.
It certainly was.
I don't think.
Our appetizer.
Usually.
Who's catering tonight, bro? Oh, no. I'm not doing
That's
it.
working.
What is that there?
Oh, they're two
Midtown,
places.
Midtown or French Street.
More than,
And you guys would have been mistakes.
something, Brookwood
Yeah.
now. And then up at the end of North Front Street,
Yeah.
right before you get to the glass lounge, and right, there's a small one there. Oh, my goodness gracious.
We just had them cater my daughter's 16th birthday.
Their bread, all their Italian,
Yeah, so yeah.
it's all organic and it's.
What type of pasta do you know?
We're ahead of schedule. They're not late. We're just way ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that we're so efficient. This is the finest board you've ever assembled.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Chief.
A lot of chiefs here.
Yeah.
Two projects.
Yep.
Unexpected snow going on out there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, we-
Let me go home.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting these done.
Well, greetings, and welcome to the Gulf County Gaming Advisory Board presentation night. You have 30 minutes on behalf of Conowanga Township to present two projects. I am speaking on behalf of Chairman Leonard. He's having some voice challenges tonight. So we'll give you 20 minutes for your presentation, and we would ask for 10 minutes for us to ask questions regarding your project. So we'll set a timer. If you're not completed within 20 minutes, we'll let you know when we get to the 20-minute mark. And we just ask you to introduce yourselves. And then whenever you'd like to start, you can present your projects. Which one are we doing first?
We could do the debt reduction first. I'm gonna handle the debt reduction.
Okay.
My name is Jessica Hunt. I'm the secretary at Conowanga Township. It's nice to meet you all. This is Mimi LeGros, our chair. She's gonna talk a little bit about the handicapped accessible tot lot that we want to put in the Danny Fisher Memorial Park. But first of all, I just wanted to thank you guys for meeting with us today. And the local share grants have been invaluable to us in recent years, especially. And the debt reduction grant, we've applied for it and gotten it for the past few years. That is our priority one, is the debt reduction. And we took a $1.5 million loan from the DCIB program to do a full depth reclamation of Meadow Lane. Meadow Lane?
Yeah, better way.
Yeah. I don't live in Conowanga, so sometimes the road names foil me. But that's basically, most years, that's our entire budget. So when we knew we had to do a full depth reclamation, it was, this was before my time, but from what I understand, it was like, oh no, we have to do this whole thing. So the GCIB loan was a lifesaver. And what we have applied for basically has been to pay the principal and the interest for that each year. And it's been a huge help. We always have a line for it in our budget nonetheless, but when we get that grant, it's a huge help to us and we can devote those funds in other places. So one of the questions that came up from the applications, which was why we requested an amount above the $150,000 maximum recommended amount. What we were applying for the debt reduction was $90,000, which is a little under what we need to pay the principal and the interest for the year. But we kind of like took it down as low as we could because the tot lot / handicapped accessible playground had gone up exponentially, which Mimi will talk about when she talks about the tot lot, from when it was originally in our budget for the phase 3 of Danny Fisher Memorial Park. So.
But they're two separate grants. They're not.
Yes.
Well, they were
One's
put in.
the one's a highway rate for requested $90,000 for the debt servicing on the highway project.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about now. Is the
Yes.
highway project.
Yep.
Because you said you requested more than 150, but not on this project. This one.
Put
Exactly.
together as a township, they requested.
Understand. Very good. Want to make sure I just didn't miss something on the highway project.
Yes. So I feel like the debt reduction is a relatively simple application. But if you have any questions about that in particular, I would love to answer them for you if I can.
That's pretty straightforward.
Any questions?
Pretty
Smitty?
straightforward.
What year are you into the project?
It's been complete. Maybe that was before my time. I think it was completed in 2022.
Yes.
The road was completed in 2022.
That was a 20-year. Say 20 years.
Yes. Yep. So between the interest and the principal, it's about $92,000 a year. It gets a little less every year, but that's been obviously being paid with the grant at this point, but we've had that line in our budget every year, just in case, obviously, we don't expect it. But
And that is our priority grant.
Yes.
Board members, anyone else have any other questions?
That was
Brett?
pretty
I
straightforward.
don't, thank you.
Okay, great. Let's move on to your next project.
Okay, well, the next one is a handicap accessible tot lot. And this is kind of the cherry on the top of our phase 3 of Kahnawake or Danny Fisher Memorial Park. We used 3 other grants for a amphitheater, for pavilions. We got a local share municipal grant for the pickleball courts. Thank you again for that. So I have photos of kind of oversee the amphitheater and the pavilion there, and you see the rain gardens, and you see the new handicap accessible parking lot. And the tot lot was in our original grant back in 2020, and the reason we went over the amount to 70,560 is because originally the playground structure was $43,294 when we applied for the grant in 2020. And we kept with the same recreational resource company, just because they have been, great with craftsmanship, and they have also built the amphitheater and the pavilion, and the new pavilion roof that is going over our picnic tables next to the pickleball courts. So we were just asking for the same amount, only it's gone up since 2020. It's with tariffs and building costs and all of that. And we have not sought, well, I guess originally we sought funding for the tot lot back in 2020, but what happened was when we were looking at all the different grants, our rain garden and the parking lot and the amphitheater, we had to cut the electricity to the amphitheater, and we also had to cut the bathrooms and the tot lot, so that we could come up with a match for original grant.
But you were able to keep the rain gardens, but you can't have bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly. So we have porta potties. Yes, we had to have the rain gardens for the storm.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we've accommodated that with the porta potties.
And then they have accessible for the parks as well.
Yes. And then what was the other question here? And the location of this tot lot. I mean, we have a playground. Here's our original Kahnawake Township. These were the 3 phases. So there's phase 1. This is phase 3 right here, all the green, which is what we just put in. And so you can see there is a playground, but it's all the way over here. And this tot lot would be near the handicap accessible parking lot. It would go in right here. They've already actually flattened out, excavated where it's supposed to go. But there is.
It's a part of that park's already existing now. It's been constructed and it's in
Yes,
place.
everything has been constructed.
Yeah, Kahnawake Element is over here, am I correct?
Yes.
You saying that?
Yep.
And this-
Actually,
this picture's
it's
up
right,
here.
it's
So
over
this
there.
is-
Okay,
This
here.
is that.
This is that.
You got the right orientation?
Yep, that's the right orientation. Pickleball, so the municipal building's here, the pickleball courts went in over there.
So then the tot lot will go in.
It's going in right here. Yep, right there. Originally, I think it was here, but we moved it here because it's easier to get to the trail, paved trail. but you can see that everything is in place. And this has been great for the community. I'm on the Parks and Rec, I chair the Parks and Rec Committee, and we have started Live on the Lawn, which would be at the amphitheater here, live music every third Friday. People come, we set out things for the kids, but it'd be really nice if the kids had a playground so that you can watch the music and also watch your kids there.
You're gonna answer a question that's been on my mind for about a year.
Yeah.
I can understand communities, every community wants a pickleball court. Keeps people active, that kind of thing. What's every community seems like they also want a amphitheater. I can see an amphitheater being used a couple of times a year, but if there are more things, let me know what they are, because I just can't get my head wrapped around every community wanting a amphitheater.
Well, how we got the amphitheater was the church, which is right across the street over there, gave us $25,000 for a band shell. And we said, well, can we change that and, put it into something else like the tot lot or something like that? And they said, no. So it's either we give back the money or we go up forward with the amphitheater grant. But I must say, to your point, we do have live music. We do have yoga in the park in the summer there. We had a wedding that's been used for a wedding. So, it's not sitting unused.
Yeah.
throughout the year. What else did we do? Oh, we had our grand opening, and we try and have a spring and fall festival every year. So,
it has a purpose.
it does have a purpose, and you know what? The acoustics are great. And what we found, we thought, well, okay, let's just try some live music here and draw on the local bands. And people loved it. We started out with 50 people, and by the end of the summer, I think we had over 100. And then we got all these requests. I mean, who knew Conewago Township had all these musicians, so everybody, so we're bringing the people out of their houses, they're playing music, people are coming with their.
So you have sort of like a plan of.
I do. I mean, I have.
Has to be used.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have this, so let's use it.
So the tot lot, what age group would this part of playground and equipment be geared towards? Like what age group?
Probably younger, like 3 to 10, I would say.
So it's an accessible park, and it's also for everyone, but it's also an accessible park, so it can be used by children with disabilities or special needs, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I think it says ADA, doesn't it say ADA or accessible?
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know if, it's the tot lot said it was handicap accessible, so.
Because in the project, it says it's ADA accessible playground.
Yes, that's what we were told. That's what we requested.
So we meet that requirement. I think that's really important too for, public funding. We always strive to see how many folks will the grants benefit and will be available to. And I think it's really important to make it accessible.
Well, yes, and that was our goal with this here. I don't think the other one is handicapped accessible.
There are probably some things in the other playground that
Sure.
that people can
So
access.
70,560 is the total project.
That's everything, yeah.
Complete. That's done.
Yeah.
It'll be installed and ready to go.
Yep, I think that even includes a little pathway too.
Yes, it does, a paved pathway so that from the handicap parking lot straight to the tot lot so that it can be accessed that way. And our road crew does a lot of the excavating and they really help us out with a lot of the projects in the park.
It looks like anticipated completion April 27th.
The other thing we have is movie night.
Yes.
The screen.
I have no other questions, Pat.
No, you've done that whole park, the township has done a really nice job with that park.
I think so.
It is.
Well
It's
manicured,
like a hidden gem almost.
it
It
is.
really is.
I always say it's
That's
visual.
That's my personal take on it.
Well, that's
When I go by
everybody,
there, and it's always very well maintained and looks nice.
I have a great park crew and our road crew helps out a lot in the
Yeah,
park as
it's-
well.
Yeah, it's very well done.
well, we keep it nice and clean and people like that. And then we also put flowers and people like that pop of color. And then we do these events and people really enjoy it. So it really brings the community together, which was the whole goal, you know, especially after COVID.
Mike? Your question maybe?
Nope.
Brett?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you very
you.
much.
Good project, thank you.
Have a good Christmas.
Thank you. You too. I hope that you feel better
I
soon.
feel good.
Okay.
I'm not going to anyhow.
I have All right, thank you for meeting with
Yeah,
us.
take care, have a great night.
Good
You
to
too. Be careful on the way home. It's getting slick. out there.
Yes, that's what they're telling us.
I don't know. I'm a chicken.
Are you out back?
When I fall hard. Always.
Thanks,
Okay,
thanks again.
perfect. I will
Thanks.
have,
Thank you.
Tim will
Take
be out
care.
back with a part waiting for you.
Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions.
I
Yep.
think
Are other-
it's self-explanatory.
Or other
It's well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, yep, Tim will have the check for you.
Might be right.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Not this town.
Nope,
Oh,
you have, yeah, you have the check for the food tonight, right?
Okay, off we go.
I'm here.
Thank
so I was
you.
down at the hack, Gettysburg campus teaching today.
Yeah.
Beautiful building, I mean, it's beautiful, but guess what? It's so underutilized. It's all remote, the students don't even go to the brick and mortar schools anymore.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I think it's upwards like 70 or 80% of their students are doing all virtual.
Wow.
And only,
What were you,
and,
which doesn't seem like it lends itself to.
no, if the school's closed this week, so I'm the.
Okay.
And I do all of the planning and any coordination, a lot of instruction for our active shooter program. And then we use the hack campuses throughout the 9 county region when the students are there. So could we partner with Hack to be like a training facilitator coordinator? So we're there when the students are not in. So like this week, there's no students. But I talked to the security staff and the management folks, and they're like, all the same New York campus, the same all these campuses, and they're not going to be able to sustain them. Why would so all that beautiful infrastructure, and it is a beautiful building. If you've never been to the Gettysburg campus, right? Phenomenal building, and they're not being utilized. Like, man, I could not have done it with when I went to college. Now, a long time ago, but I couldn't learn. I would have no discipline. Like I would. Plus, I want the interaction with the professors and the other students. I want that interactive environment. I would not like just sitting at my computer.
No, I mean, we're supposed to be in the office at least 3 days a week, and there are some people that don't come in at all, and
how's that possible?
I don't know. Then there's the rest of us that come in every single day.
There's just no way you're going to get the same level of productivity because human beings are human beings. I don't care. I know people, and I wouldn't be as productive. I'd be so distracted by everything.
Like,
I'd be messing with my
like
dogs,
hungry.
I'd be-
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some food. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's
play
food.
with
It's
dogs.
nice outside,
Yeah.
but now, make sure no one's listening, right? But now
I think it's still on.
they've been empowered and entitled, like they're not refusing to come back to work. tonight. But welcome, you have a half hour for your presentation. At 20-minute mark, we're gonna stop the presentation for questions and answers for the board. I don't know if it'll take 20 minutes or not. And if you would start by introducing yourselves to us, and then whenever you want, you can start the introduction of your project.
Sure. So I know a few of you, or a couple of you anyway. My name is Joe Hogarth. I'm the Chief of Police and Borough Manager in Pembroke Borough.
I'm Nate Newcomer. I'm the Vice President of Council for Pembroke Borough.
And Chair
And
Parks and Rec.
Chair of Parks and Rec. Yes.
You want to run this or?
Sure.
Okay.
It's the down button. That will make you go to the next slide, and there is a winner
Okay.
if you need it.
All right. So the down button. Okay. So so really we're asking for Joe. We're asking for two different grants here. The first is for some enhancements to Little Valley. Little Valley is one of our 3 parks in Pembroke. We spent a lot of money restoring and upgrading Little Valley over the last several years. We've installed a new pavilion, a new basketball court, a new playground equipment, new solar lights, new benches, AD access. So we're really proud of the way that's coming together. Little Valley is also the home of our summer program. We run a free summer program for children of the borough, ages 6 to 12. That's been going on for decades. I don't know how far back that goes. We successfully transitioned that over the last 2 years from a woman who was very involved in the community and had run it for probably over a decade. It's recently transitioned to another young woman who's run it for the last 2 years. She's a Pembroke native, grew up in Pembroke, and is an education, has an education background, just recently received her master's. So, and so this grant is really to kind of finalize and finish out that, what we're looking to do with that facility. So it's to put basically fencing around the basketball court, our nice new basketball court, so that they're not chasing their basketballs all the time, and that the people in the pavilion, which is nearby, aren't getting hit by basketballs as they're playing. And then secondly, we're looking to purchase a shed that would be roughly 36. It's roughly about just shy of 500 square foot shed. So I think it's like 30 by 16 is what we're looking at. And this shed would really create a space for them. They have a little bit of space now. It's like basically it's an old garage. But this would give them a lot more space for that summer program. It would allow them a place to go to, whether it was inclement weather, whether it was rain or something like that, they could go in there and have things, or even just in the heat of the winter, the heat of the summer can get pretty significant sometimes. So giving them a place to get into the shade and get out of the heat for a little bit, have activities, be able to sit down, snacks and stuff. So those are the two things, big things we're really looking to do with that first grant. So, any questions with that?
There's straightforward questions for the. Yeah, well, if we have any questions on this one before.
I don't have any questions.
It's pretty straightforward.
I'll wait till the end.
Sure.
How much, you said I think it said in here that the basketball courts are getting relocated because you got a grant from the US Soccer.
That's
the next one.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, but so a little bit, and it's kind of, not to get into too much detail, but a little bit kind of unique because the park physically is actually in Susquehanna Township. And it's right below, they call it Little Valley because it's right down the hill from St. Margaret Mary's. And St. Margaret Mary's is also a huge user because they don't have any green space for their kids. You'll often see all their kids down during recess. But the summer program is really such an important thing to the kids in Pembroke. I've heard comments from some of the families that, some of these kids, it's the only meal that they get throughout that day. So it is very important. And when the old owner of that land, I don't know, decades ago, deeded it to the borough, it was under the condition that we would have programs for the community. So it's extremely important to the borough and to the community that we have this. Now, it doesn't need to have it for the kids, but that's what they decided a long time ago, and certainly we see those benefits, to have the kids there for several weeks throughout the summer, being able to spend the day. And that's the reason for the shed is to be able to have, that indoor space, not just, they're out baking all day.
And that's $33,000.
And to Joe's point about where the location, you can see where it is.
Pretty straightforward.
So that's.
Is that fence locked? Or do you just have it fenced in with an open gate?
It's fenced in, it's open. I mean, obviously, our park hours are gone to dusk. But yeah, no, we don't, it's not something that we open and close.
Any questions for that one?
There's a picture, nice little picture of our newly paved. It's a basketball combination basketball. Because you gotta. The kids actually like it a lot. During the summer program, they'll play it as well. So
Yeah. So this, I will ask one thing. The shed, is it more like a small house, windows, front and back door?
Yeah, what we were actually thinking about, we'll get some, given the cost of it, we'll get some quotes and talk to some local manufacturers, but what we're actually thinking about is probably having like a garage door on the one end of it that allow us to move big things in and out, and then a double door kind of in the front, and then 2 concession style windows so that we don't actually have glass windows that will help cut down on the potential for vandalism and things like that.
Yeah. How about a water supply to that structure?
We have water that is, we're not thinking about putting water into the building, but where we're looking at potential locations, there's a water source very nearby, and we utilize that a lot when it gets really hot. Kids, give them water balloons, turn on the sprinklers, let them run through. They love it. So
yeah.
It's a great program. I got a chance actually to help out a little bit this year, and the kids are wonderful. And I don't know of any other community that gives a free program. We charge the parents nothing for it. It costs us several $1,000s. We usually take them on a big field trip at the end of it. We went to Hershey. This year took them to Hershey Zoo. So they always have a blast. How many kids take that going? This year it's ranged. We're at about 20 some this year. Okay. We'd like to see that. I've been talking to the new director of it, and we'd like to try to grow that up above 30. We've been 30 to 40 kids in the past, and I'd like to get back there. Our one challenge is it's a half-day program, so it's hard for some parents to get there around noon. We're kind of kicking that around, but to go to a full-day program is a really big leap for us, and they're not ready for it. A lot of time.
Yeah.
So, very nice. Right, anything on that one?
Nothing on that.
So the second one is actually at Community Park, and you guys were gracious enough to grant us some money last year to do some planning around the Community Park. So we're in the midst of building a plan for the revitalization of Community Park. So we have actually 3 parks in the borough. We revitalized the Elm Street, which is a small pocket park. I talked about Little Valley and the investment that we made in Little Valley over the past several years. And now we're moving on to the big park, which is our community park. And we're excited. We actually, we have a really good partner with JT Dorsey. who runs a soccer it's a soccer program, but it's more than that. It really teaches kids life skills through, but gets them very involved in soccer. And so he has good connections with US Soccer Foundation, was able to kind of help us apply for a grant there. And we actually received a grant to get a mini pitch soccer. So that will take up our footprint that we have where our current basketball court is. And so what we would like to do is, what we're asking for here is some money to. So yeah, so that's a great picture of it there. You can see we have the two ball fields, which Pembroke has been known for, and then you can see kind of that big area there. The basketball court was in that area. We've temporarily slid it over to there, but what we'd like to do is actually come up with, it's kind of at this point, it's kind of a goofy half court situation. We basically reuse the old hoops and poles and made do with what we could. And now what we'd like to do is actually go back and give the people in the area a decent basketball court. And it does get a lot of usage. As part of our overall plan, we're looking to significantly expand soccer space within the park. Maybe do some consolidation of ball fields as the needs of the community change. We're also looking to really expand this, make it a park that's for everybody. So not just for baseball and soccer, but for anybody, put a walking path so that we put in some exercise equipment. We're very close to the green belt where we're at. We actually have a connector that's just off of there that gets to the green belt. So the park is really well situated and it's a decent amount of space for Pembroke. So we really want to capitalize and get the most out of this. And so we're actually in the planning process now. We've completed our public survey. We had 90 respondents that responded to our survey, and basketball was one of the things that kind of came up as they wanted to see, the permanent basketball brought to it. So we also got a lot of feedback around baseball and some other things. So we got a lot of really good constructive feedback.
We partner with Harrisburg Police Athletic League for baseball field use, and also we'll have Pakistan Little League Association. When Pembroke Little League Association disbanded several years ago, Pakistan agreed to take on any Pembroke kids that wanted to continue with Little League baseball. So they've been a partner as well. So they utilize a small field that's located. That's the Little League field, and then this is I guess you call it. I've never played baseball, but a teen league field for Happel and their kids.
The basketball court moved to.
We're not.
I don't know that we have a proposed specific location yet, Tim. So this being our existing basketball court, and I think it was tennis years and years ago, because the basketball court was actually just right here on the edge going this way. And like Nate said, we relocated those hoops just so the kids had somewhere to play. We have one on this corner and one on this corner, so it's not like a traditional full court. And that fence is now taken down. Got a picture of it in here with the new. So we redid the asphalt down over the existing surface. And they're going to come in the spring and put that mini pitch in, which is basically an indoor without the roof. It's an enclosed soccer facility. If you could picture like a hockey rink, with the sport court tiles, the enclosed nets, and we'll have lighting. So that's going to exist on that surface, which is
And no roof.
no roof. No, it's all open. It has like fencing around it, so
Yeah.
They don't have to chase the ball. And what down, and so many members of the community were using the fields that he was using for his programs, and he had to kick them off. So he wants a place to kick them to, and that's, why US Soccer agreed to give us the grant for. That's all part of the World Cup that's coming in 2026 in Philly. So it was all part of that program. But it's a true blessing for Pembroke to be able to get that.
How much was that grant for that?
They say roughly for something like that, it's about 130 to 150,000 dollars. It'll be the only one that we know of in all of South Central PA.
So that spot is now what used to house the basketball court and or a tennis court or something.
Yes, it sits as it is right now, and then this spring we'll come in and they'll do the construction.
And then the basketball court should be somewhere close to that somewhere.
I would imagine, so to kind of answer that question a little more specifically, although we don't know the exact location.
But we're on that site, we're on the park.
Because
Yes.
we're in the process of working through the whole plan of how we want to lay this out, it will be part of that. We expect that planning to be complete by the spring this year. So
Very
by the
good.
time we're ready the ground is thawed and we're ready to get in there and start doing work, we will know where that will be. But I would expect it would be.
Yeah, and that's all part. As possible, because even though it's a pretty big part for Pembroke standards, when you satisfying all the community needs, with keeping baseball, soccer, and we even have a group that plays. Couldn't believe that cricket would ever come to our shores, and it sure has, and come to Pembroke as well. So we need to be able to, and we're even looking to expand. For those of you who've been around for a while, you remember the Pembroke pool, and that space is, just sort of sitting there. That we're going to encroach into that space, even if it's just parking. But we really have to pay attention to using that as efficiently and maximize every square footage. So we haven't committed on a spot yet, but we do know because the day we took we were hearing from the community. That's what we, so we had to put them up quickly. Those boys were two of the most vocal members of our community that were missing them. So we do need to keep basketball in
And that provides a lot of recreation. It's easy to pick up a ball and go play basketball, and that's a very versatile, purpose for that space.
We know that gets a lot of usage to Joe's point. We have folks playing cricket. We know JT Dorsey's been great. He leaves his nets up. So we've had a lot of people utilizing soccer even when he's not there. So there's a ton of demand for soccer. So I really think this is an opportunity to,
This is a small piece of a much larger multi-year project, but we really think this could be kind of a jewel for the community, kind of bring us together and give a lot of people a safe place to play and constructive. I had this conversation with Joe a lot. I believe that you got to give kids constructive things to do, or they find other things that may not necessarily be as constructive, and then that gets into his other job.
So this is Sam Meckley with Ritu, our engineers. Sam was the one that submitted the application. So glad you made it here safely.
The projects both seem, very forthright, and I mean, it seemed pretty practical and presented. Both projects seem very thought out, following a comprehensive park plan or master plan eventually, right?
Yes.
To do that, so.
Yeah, you got really lucky with that soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It
It's
was
interesting.
But again, JT is a great partner, and that's part of what we're looking to do is give him more dedicated space so that we can expand his program. We're in conversations with him on how we can kind of help, use, the feeder system of the summer program that I talked about into his program, into the Leos, which is very active in the Pembroke community. So creating an environment where we can, like I say, we can give kids good constructive things to do, help them along their life journey, help them be successful.
Ultimately into the Central Gulf School District athletic program. for the soccer. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
I just have two questions.
Yes.
On the, soccer grant, how much of is that grant gonna cover up the new pitch? Is your,
It's all of it.
okay.
Yeah,
so
we,
your
we
investment
have,
is the
we have a couple
12,000.
things to do. We have to run some electric. But it's pretty much a turnkey project.
Okay, and but you invested the 12,000 in.
Yes.
Do you have a priority between the two projects?
I think we all agree that the Little Valley, would be the priority.
Yeah, that, only because we're so far along on that. I'd like to kind of complete Little Valley, put that in a rear view mirror a little bit, and then focus on this part. Because it's gonna be-
And plus the importance of our kids program.
Yes.
If it did come up previously, just reiterating what they said, that Little Valley Park is reaching its conclusion and Community Park is just starting. And I think even early on in the community park, I think this ability to be able to recognize an opportunity like the mini pit and be able to leverage additional funds, while that necessitated the basketball court having to be removed for the time being, obviously this project coming before you for the basketball court replacement is sort of, I think, first of all, this shows the borough's agility, but it also shows that the community park phases, the next phase of their initiative, borough's initiative, is beginning now. And this basketball court is really going to be sort of the start of it. So I just wanted to.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, thank you. Very practical projects, that's very good.
Mike.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We really appreciate your time.
Yes.
Take care, be safe tonight, everyone.
Yes, you too. Yeah. I was deteriorating.
Is it still snowing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Merry Christmas to you.
Take care.
Well,